We will now discuss about another kind of object in Python, which is set. So set is an unordered collection of unique elements. In set, you cannot have a duplicate record. While in tuples and list, you can have duplicate records, which means that you can have a name, which is Mark or Stephen multiple times. You can have a numeric value multiple times. You can have duplicates, but in set, you would have only unique values. So let's talk about the object that we have created, which is by the name of grocery products. This is set. A set would start with curly brackets in the beginning and the curly brackets in the end. If you write curly brackets in the beginning and the end, it gets created as a set. Now in set, you can see we have created multiple duplicates. Milo as a brand name, Maggie as a brand name. Milo is available twice, Milkmaid is available twice, and Maggie and Kit Kat is available only once. If you go ahead and run this command, you can see the duplicate values get removed. Milo, which was available twice, now it is available only once. And Milkmaid, which was available twice, it is also available only once. The set would go ahead and remove the duplicates. Now, what is the applicability of set? So in case you know that you are creating certain records like customer ID, two customers cannot have the same customer ID. Customer ID would be only one for one customer. So you would go ahead and create a set under those circumstances. For example, product name or product code ID. A product ID, there would be only one product ID for one product. A product Milo cannot have two different product IDs. So you would create a set for the product or product IDs so that it is just containing the unique values and it removes the duplicates. Also, another point to notice about set is an unordered collection of unique elements. So the order that you see, it would be in the random order. It doesn't show you in any alphabetical order. Another alternate way of creating a set is first create a list. So we have written exactly the same values inside a list in the square brackets, and then we have used a set function and we have used round brackets in the beginning and the end. Now this also creates a set, but it's just an alternate way of creating a set. You are converting a list into set with the help of set function. So set is a function which converts a list into a set. The output that you get is exactly the same. Now let's discuss about another kind of object, which is dictionary. So a dictionary is a kind of object which would have a keys and a value inside it. So the value would be element and there would be a key assigned to each value. Now how do we create a dictionary? A dictionary is created with a square brackets in the beginning and the end. And you write the key first. So for example, you are giving a name to the key as Steve. And what would that store? That would store the Steve's email ID. So this is the email ID of Steve. So Steve is a key and this is a value. So there would be a value corresponding to each key. Now similarly, Kim would be a key and Kim_Anderson@org.com, which is her email ID, would be a value. Now in between key and the value, if you notice, we put a colon sign. And to separate out the pair of keys and value, we place a comma in between. So this is one pair of key and value, we place a comma in between. This is one pair of key and value, we place a comma in between. Now you can have multiple values within the one key. So here till now we have discussed that for one key you have one value, one key you have one value in the first two cases. Now in the third case we have defined the IDs. IDs, let's say it's the employee ID for Kim and Steve. You can have multiple values in a particular key as well. Here IDs is a key and 101 and 102 is a value. So these are numeric values. That is the reason why we have not placed it in quotes. So we don't place quotes in the numeric value as a practice. And since these are multiple records, since there are multiple values, we place that in a square brackets, which means it is a list. So we have a list inside a dictionary. Now, what is the applicability of dictionary? So dictionaries are used in website development. For example, there's an organization which asks for the customer inputs. There's a box on the website which asks for the customer name, customer age, customer email ID, how many credit cards the customer has, do the customer want to provide his phone number. So all of these information would be stored in the key and the value. So the information that website prompts for is the key, like name, address, email ID, telephone number. These are the keys, and the values that the customer provide on the website is the value. So those values which customer enter is being stored as a value in dictionary.